This is Sound City. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? It's a city, it's a city.
Hello, citizens. I know you're glad to hear my voice. I'm glad to be speaking to you guys. It's the normal crew of Sound City Podcast. You know, with Brandon here, who keeps us honest. One of our fans actually called you Honest Abe. I don't know how you would feel about that, but yeah, just because you keep us in check. Oh. You know, you keep us honest.
Okay, I got it.
So that they said you were Honest Abe, and then the voice of the Angels, Chris on the mic.
It's a city. It's a city. We're back.
Yeah.
Sound City, episode 5.
5.
Glad to be back.
You know what's great about having a podcast?
What?
And just people hear our voices. They don't know what we look like and how we're dressed or what we look like when we're doing the podcast. So we could literally be naked right now and nobody would have no idea. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty awesome.
Well,
that's one pleasure of being on radio, not on television.
You can go in your pajamas to work.
Exactly. You just wake up, hey, I'm ready to do my segment. You know, you come in half, with shirt half off and everything.
Unless you're Mike and Mike.
Well,
yeah. They still
kind of go casual.
They're there in polos and
yeah.
And they're on TV though every morning.
Yeah. Another great thing is that Orlando City tied.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about the tie. I have mixed emotions because I'm glad we tied.
I'm happy to come away with the points.
Exactly. I wanted the points for sure, especially after a huge loss like the one we had the week before, where if we had 2 weeks with no points, that's a big no-no, and that would have set us back, I feel, a little bit at least mentally, since our team is a little mentally fragile at the moment, I feel.
Well, that too, and I think they're improving that mental state just because this should help them, just
as time goes on.
No, but this tie, getting these points away, as we've talked about before, points away are so hard to come by.
Oh, they're so hard to come by, for sure.
So, getting these points with people missing, key players, Breck Shea, Kevin Molino, who I would argue are the second and third best players on the team, and to come away with at least a point, I think it's a good it's a good outcome for the team, not just with the point wise.
I don't want to say that it's a good outcome for the team because is it really? I mean, like I said, I'm glad. Okay, it's a good outcome because, like you said, we came out with at least 1 point away, and it's better than 0 points. I get that, but you should always, and I just feel that going down 2-0 in such a quick fashion, that can't happen, man. And especially Donovan Ricketts, I don't know what's going on with him. He had a penalty saved. He hit the ball, and the ball still went in. That's just soft. That cannot happen. If you're a goalie and the ball hits your hand, it should not go in. I'm sorry, it just should not go in. And then I don't know what he was doing. It didn't even look like he knew what he was doing on that second goal, because the ball, it was a weird ball in the area. It really was. But to get chipped like that, I don't know. I'm not too impressed with the way Donovan Ricketts has been playing.
Well, I think the way the team and the way he fought back, and they played well the rest of the way. Remember, those were early goals. I think the last goal was scored in the 18th minute. So that was, and Brandon, check me on that. That's
it definitely was the first half. I think it was like 30th minute.
72 minutes of scoreless soccer, which they played well the second half, and I think they fought back. And
that's the fight. I do agree. I love the fight. I love the fight. The fight was perfect.
You're saying about you don't know if you should be happy with this point with the outcome. I think in soccer, with how many games there are and the point system, I think this draw is a great outcome, because not just the fact that you're playing away, you're playing in Montreal in Canada, it's probably freezing.
Yeah.
Not like, beautiful Orlando where you have, 70-degree weather right now. But on top of that, you're missing the second and third best players on the team. And that's a point where as a team, you go down 2.
I understand. I don't think you could use the MLS players gone as an excuse because every team was dealing with that.
I understand, but not teams struggle. Look at Toronto. Toronto had a bad outing.
Toronto,
They lost
yeah.
2-1, but then again, they're missing their first and second best players.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the Montreal goals were scored in the 14th minute and in the 27th minute.
27,
So
And then we
30th.
scored in the 29th
29th,
minute
okay.
and 30th because they were a minute and 22 seconds apart.
With my boy Pedro coming up big.
Yeah.
Ribeiro, I talked about him in our last podcast. There's something about him. He has that touch. He has that. Maybe it's just because he's Brazilian, but he has something about him that I really like, and it's cool. You know, he's playing actually against a childhood hero. I think that's pretty cool.
I was gonna bring that up. He said Kaká was his childhood.
I mean, he's many people's childhood
I'm
hero.
sure. Yeah, Pedro Ribeiro's a rookie this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's young, so I think he's playing well and he's getting accustomed to the MLS.
2 games, 2 goals,
Yeah.
and an assist.
And actually, I think it's one goal because I believe that they took away the goal
They took it away from
and
him.
labeled it an own goal.
Oh no! I thought
Yeah,
they actually.
the one
I
against
thought they,
Houston.
Yeah, I thought he kept it.
No, they
labeled it an own goal?
They labeled it an own
Well,
goal.
that's not fair. He hit it with his head.
I know, but the MLS overruled it and it was reviewed. You know all that stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of MLS, they got the new expansion team now too.
Minnesota.
What do you think about that? I mean,
what I was reading, it's supposedly a very soccer rich place.
well, yeah,
because
they've already had that team for a while now.
Yes,
It's
they
in
had
another
it, and
league.
they were in the MLS before, I believe. They had a team in the MLS.
Okay.
And what I was reading is that it's a very soccer rich,
Area.
and they have like 50,000 to 60,000 kids in youth teams.
In youth teams?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that number.
Yeah, and I guess it's a good area then because I wasn't sure.
I find it funny that Minnesota confirmed a team before Miami did.
Well, Miami's having the whole problems with the stadium.
They just don't know where to put it.
They know where to put it. But David Beckham doesn't want it.
Yeah, exactly.
David Beckham's not gonna settle.
There's not that agreement. Yeah, he doesn't want to settle. I mean, it's David
Which
Beckham.
I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't settle either. I really wouldn't.
And it's for Miami's beautiful. Why are you gonna put a stadium? That's what I think about the Marlins Stadium. Marlins Stadium's different because it gets to be indoor and everything. But an MLS stadium, why not? Put it by Bayside. Put it in Bayfront Park. It's gonna be beautiful.
I think if they were to put it there, it would cause clutter. It would cause clutter, but I feel it's the smartest area because I mean it's already a rich, lively environment, and it's just I feel it would be a good place to have a stadium because you already have all that people coming around everywhere, and you already have that energy. So why not just build a stadium there where then people can take that energy to the stadium?
Right. And I guess one thing that they could argue would be problems maybe with the Miami Heat because that would be right in front.
Oh, that would be
right in front of Miami Heat, the American Airlines.
Yeah.
So maybe that could be a problem, but I still feel like that's such a perfect place to put a soccer stadium, and it would be so beautiful. And I feel like people in Miami would really latch on to that team. I don't think it would catch like Orlando City would.
I don't know if they would.
I think the location of Ultra too.
Yes.
Bayfront Park, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. It is the location of Ultra. And
so that would cause another problem if...
Right, well, Ultra is during that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
So then what are they going to do, cancel Ultra?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were threatened to cancel Ultra.
See, but I think that's all just...
And it was
just
still crazy.
Show.
Well, I read something. I think it was 62 people were arrested this weekend at Ultra. Ultra Music Festival, so for you guys who don't know, is an electric EDM... electric dance music festival in Miami. It's for a weekend,
3-day event,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All the biggest DJs in the world go, even people who aren't DJs, and it's a very crazy event that goes on in Miami.
And it earns them a lot of money.
76 people arrested this weekend.
See, but do you really think that's a big number
for a music festival?
I mean,
for all those people in one place.
But look at how many. Look exactly for all that many people in one place.
47 were charged with felonies.
Oh, whoa! That's different. That's because is that because of the MDMA, which is already a felony in itself? Mm-hmm. Wow! Those people's lives are over basically.
Well, you see, that's I feel like that's an issue, and I feel
76
Ultra has to come down with more strict
I don't know what else they could do. I really don't know what
Well,
what other guidelines
they
already changed
the age
it. Yeah.
to 18.
They've-
Before
I-
it was whoever,
And I feel like they say all the right things that they want to cancel it,
and then
do
they
all
never
that,
do it.
and they never do it, which is why it leads me to believe that they
Well,
don't really want to do it
because it's
the
all
cash
about
is there.
exactly.
The
It's
cash
all
is
about
there.
the money. It's all about the money. You know.
So, but going back to the Miami team, Miami FC, I think is what they would be called if they were to be a team. We'll call them Miami FC, whatever. If Miami FC were to exist, I don't think they would have a big following. I know you're in a Latin community and all of this, but think about it. A lot of those Latin people already have their primary soccer teams, and I don't feel they would latch on. I just don't see it. We already had a soccer team there, and nobody went to the games, and it got defunct.
I feel like this is a different generation in Miami, and I feel like the people they have their own teams now. But I feel like soccer is really growing in Miami. I feel like it's becoming
well, and just in the United States in general.
in general
soccer is
exactly.
booming. I
and
agree
I think
with you.
I think a soccer team anywhere right now, honestly, is just with all the hype that the MLS
But
has had this
okay.
year.
So if you say that there's such a good place to have a team, why is it that Atlanta and places like Minnesota have already been confirmed, but Miami hasn't?
Well, we
That's
talked
just
about
something
it,
I
the
don't
stadium.
understand. I know.
It's all about the stadium. They have nowhere else to play. And David Beckham does not want to settle. He wants to give the city of Miami a soccer team, and he wants to give it to them perfectly. He doesn't want to settle for less.
Right. He doesn't
Which
wanna
I agree.
half-ass it. Right.
And let me ask you, when you're going after big time players, maybe Cristiano Ronaldo in 2018,
You're really gonna bring Cristiano?
I'm gonna
into
bring that
this?
up
I don't
because I think by that time would be the time that Miami will
if
start.
Cristiano,
Where would he rather play? Right by Marlins Stadium in Little Havana, or on Bayfront Park right by?
I'll
the
tell
bay?
you where he'd rather play, at his home, in Portugal, in Lisbon, with Sporting, which is exactly where he's probably gonna go, because he grew up in Sporting, and he'll probably go there.
I think he'll come to the MLS.
I don't think so.
2018.
I don't. I will bet you that I don't think Cristiano
I'll
will
take
be
that
here.
bet.
Yeah?
Because the MLS is growing, and more stars are wanting to come.
But when the
Danielle De Rossi, rumors with MLS. Xavi just signed
Xavi,
with Qatar, but
which-
he had the Seattle Sounders, New York City
which
FC,
he was really considering the Sounders.
yes,
He was really
and the Red
considering
Bulls,
them.
all
Yeah.
of them. He was very interested in all three of them. Obviously, picked Qatar because I think they offered him
Well,
the
they're
most
just giving
money.
him money that's
Same thing that
probably
happened with Drogba.
Stupid money, yeah.
But you know, people are really attracted to the U.S. and obviously Cristiano Ronaldo comes. It's going to be to one of the big three cities:
Mm-hmm.
L.A., Miami, or New York.
Right.
He's not going anywhere else because Cristiano Ronaldo's not going to come to
Why
play.
not to Kansas City?
He's not going to come to play in Kansas City or Salt Lake City.
I just don't see him coming to the United States at all. I really don't. I don't see him. I don't see a Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I don't see.
Well, he's very interested
I
too.
know, and that's funny. And that's why I brought his name up, because he said he's very interested in America. He's interested in just the American society. But again, well, you're right. It's not it's nothing's 100%. But I just feel that those players who have worked their butts off and have given everything that they want, why are they gonna come to somewhere less when they could still go somewhere
but
where they're more appreciated?
I understand, but you're saying this.
Cristiano Ronaldo, I know, is a god almost anywhere, but literally people will. I can't even think of what they would do if he's back in Portugal.
Well, here's three guys. Three guys already this year. Just this year. You've got Frank Lampard, you've got Steven Gerrard, and you've got Kaká.
Let me stop with Frank Lampard real quick. The Frank Lampard one is only coming because New York City is owned by Manchester City. That's the only reason why Frank Lampard is coming. Kaká is only coming because Orlando City is owned by a Brazilian, and they probably worked out a deal where, well, he's the highest paid MLS player in history.
I understand, but I'm sure he could have gotten that bigger money somewhere else. People do want to come to the United States. Think about it. Their home, yes, is Portugal. But where does everybody want to come?
But not everybody wants to come here.
Everybody does want to come
Not
because all
everybody
the
does wanna come here.
rumors are about
But see,
European players coming to the MLS. And yes, they're just rumors.
But rumors are rumors, exactly. They're just to build up talk.
But rumors are also started because there is interest. Rumors aren't just started just to start. There is a level of interest from each and every one of those players to come play in the United States. Because let's face it, other than soccer and maybe rugby and cricket, all the other all the other big sports are in the U.S. And let me tell you, people I'm sure. I saw a video. Gareth Bale was doing a video for NBA.com in a Miami Heat jersey, shooting half-court shots.
See, that's good. Okay, I think
people love my point.
I think it's good for the MLS. Because this shows that the MLS is actually trying to spend money and they're really trying to get the best talent.
And that's what I'm saying. When the talent starts coming, that's when the league's gonna get even bigger. And that's what I'm trying to say. Yes, right now they're only at But what I'm trying to say is that they're only at guys, right now that are going to the end of their careers, obviously. Right. But that's how it starts.
I don't think that's how it starts.
And you know what? And it will, because that's gonna happen. And that's going to make young guys want to come over here. And there's going to be people, I don't know who, but there's going to be a 27-year-old, a 28-year-old who's a star, and is going to want to say,
Giovinco?
Hey, I want to...
Well, Julian Green, I'm glad he's not even here yet. He still needs to develop more.
I'd
love to see him in the MLS.
Yes.
I would love to see him in the MLS.
Of course.
But I'm glad he's getting developed by Bayern.
What happens... Well, he's on loan.
Well, still.
So he's not even...
But, I mean, he's still on that camp.
Yeah.
Still on that camp.
But what I'm trying to say is that there's going to be people who are going to want to take the challenge and say, hey, MLS is only, 37-year-olds. But, hey, they're going to go over there and they're going to play, and the talent will come.
My final thought on this is I think the only way the MLS can get better is from within. And so once the MLS talent gets better themselves, their bases get actually better, their homegrown talent gets better, I think that's when we'll attract the younger international stars. It's not the older international stars coming that will attract young stars. I think it's the stars already here that will attract more stars. Right,
of course. But what I'm trying to say is that those old stars are the guys that are giving, that are teaching these homegrown players. Tell me what, who would you rather have a midfielder learn from than a 30-something-year-old Kaká?
See, but that shouldn't be Kaká's job. That's what I'm getting
at. I understand, but that's not his job. His job is to win games.
But you're the one making it seem like his job is to also teach.
But that's something
it's a bonus.
That's something as a bonus, and that will help. What I'm trying to say, that's why this all starts. That's gonna help, the players to get better, because when you're just playing with MLS stars, who, let's face it, aren't really a big deal if they were to play somewhere else. But when you're learning from Kaká, it's like, it's a big deal, and it gets more people into soccer. So it all starts with this. It all starts with the big fan base, and it all starts with that, and that gets more little kids wanting to play soccer, and that gets more teenagers to want to play soccer, and that's how that talent grows. All this homegrown talent, and that's why these MLS moves aren't for nothing. They're trying to make it a big deal.
Well, I hope it's not for nothing.
It's not.
Obviously,
exactly.
It's not. Yeah.
So it is for something.
But like I said, I just don't think bringing outside talent is gonna make your inside talent way better. It'll make it better to a certain extent, but at the same time, you need the coaches. You need the coaching behind it.
But the coaching also comes with those old players.
Why do you think the NBA is so strong in the United States, and why we have the best NBA, the best basketball players in the world? Look at our college system. That's why. As soon as our system becomes like that, that's when our soccer will be world class.
Well, the system's also different from Europe, where I think kids should be able to go out of high school into the pros, into the MLS Super Draft or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it all has to grow, It starts off small, and it will grow into something that's...
We'll see. Only time will really tell us what will happen with the MLS. We can just only hope that it'll get better. I don't know if you saw yesterday, changing subjects real quick, the roast of Justin Bieber.
No, I didn't get a chance to watch it.
You didn't watch it? Dude,
no.
You should really watch it, and all you citizens should watch it too, because it's actually pretty funny. And I actually like what Justin Bieber said at the end, though. I thought it was I kind of felt that this roast was definitely a PR move anyway.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
And that's why I didn't really pay any attention to it, because I knew at the end, I feel like he was like there laughing at all the jokes, and he was like, damn, I'm getting destroyed out here.
I mean, yeah, he was getting destroyed. And I think the funniest person was Hannibal Buress. I'm not going to spoil anything, but he was just straight up with Justin Bieber.
I saw him.
And I thought that was just so funny. But anyway, what I liked about Justin Bieber is he gave his whole disclaimer, I'm 21 years old, because it was on his 21st birthday. And what would you do if you were pole vaulted into $200 million, a platinum recording artist, a sex icon? And I just feel his apology was sincere. And I know this was a whole PR move and everything, but I felt like I respected that from Justin Bieber, And I wanted to hear your thoughts on Justin Bieber, because I mean he messes up, but we all mess up.
Right. And he shouldn't be bashed on by these people. Who cares? Let him do what he wants.
Let him do what he wants, and
don't buy his music if you don't want to. If you don't approve of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what?
I don't buy his music. I don't like his music.
But don't make him who he is if you don't approve of him.
But,
so
I mean,
I don't care. He can do whatever he wants. He could piss in a whatever he
bucket
pissed in
or
a
whatever.
bucket, a mop bucket. Who cares? Let him be. He was 18 years old. And this was all a PR movement,
exactly.
Like you said,
I think
just to get his name clean.
But let me tell you one thing: if I saw Justin in the club or something, which why would I even be close to Justin Bieber? But I would definitely dap him up, because that guy's the man. I respect him. I really do. I mean, he was a 12. When did he start? He was like 14 years old.
He was just a YouTube guy.
Yeah, he started on YouTube.
Usher found him, and that's it. Took off.
And he took off, and that's merit to him. That's merit to him, and I think that's something respectable.
Yeah, and he at least he tried.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to come clean and say sorry for everything that's happened or whatever, and I give him props for that.
You know who tried too? Notre Dame, but they kind of just
that
fell a little bit short.
Quick prediction: that was the only team that could have beat Kentucky, so Kentucky's winning the championship. You don't think Wisconsin can maybe pull it off? No, that was the only team that could have beat them, because they're the only team that plays with heart that I've seen in this tournament.
They were playing with incredible heart.
I feel Wisconsin just goes through. I feel Duke loses to Michigan State, because Michigan State's another team that's playing with heart, and heart's all that matters right now.
And Tom Izzo knows what he's doing.
Of course, and everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
Travis Trice is playing out of his mind.
We'll see.
So who's the final game? What's the
final game? Is Michigan State Kentucky, and Kentucky wins it all. Let's really quick. When you look at Kentucky, they play with heart, and those kids. They want that more than anything. Because that's the only year they're going to play there.
But that's true.
So when you only have that 1 year to try, because they'll probably have 9 guys going to the draft.
They'll probably leave the draft, yeah.
So they're all going for it. And you know what? And they play with more energy than anybody in this tournament.
See,
Notre Dame was the only one that could have caught up to them.
My final is Kentucky-Duke. Just because I like Duke as a team, and I never go against Mike Krzyzewski. I just feel he's a god in coaching, which
unless he plays Mercer.
Well, you had to bring that one up.
Yeah, I had to bring that one up.
But still, I mean, he's still one of the most winningest coaches of all time.
Well, all these coaches are great in the Final Four. That's not that confused. These are 4 of the best coaches in college basketball. John Calipari's Bo Ryan's been great for Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Krzyzewski, obviously, and Tom Izzo is just coaching really did make a difference this year. I feel like in the Sweet 16, every coach that was in the Sweet 16 was accomplished,
yeah,
and was good,
distinguished, yeah.
So,
but you'll have to listen for more of our banter on the March Madness, which is already coming to an end
this Saturday, I think it's this Saturday. No,
Saturday it starts. With the Final Four,
and then
correct.
Sunday's the last game, or Monday's the last game.
Is it Monday?
I'm not sure if it's Sunday or Monday. But
Brandon will check that up real fast. But before we go, citizens, I wanted to give you guys an update. We have been listening to you guys and our feedback, and one of our citizens gave us a great request, and we're not going to have one show a week anymore of 30 minutes. We're going to try and shut it down to 15 minutes, kind of keep it more short and concise so we can get our points across more. And we're going to have it 2 times a week. And, you know, just keep giving us your feedback. It really helps us a lot. We're learning from you guys too. So we hope, you know, that you guys keep sending us more feedback, because it really makes for a better us and a better show. And that's what we're really here for. So next week you could catch us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's when we're going to start sending out our shows. Not any more of the 1 week, 30 minutes. And did you figure out?
Monday.
It's Saturday, Monday?
Saturday, Monday.
Ooh, so that's perfect. So our Tuesday edition will have already the
final and the Orlando City. So just a quick reminder of what's coming up in the weeks. We got Orlando City playing this week against DC United.
A little bit struggling DC United, even though they're coming off a big win
against LA Galaxy.
LA in the last minute. Ugh.
But it's a big week, and next week I want to talk, a little MLB preview.
Well, we got to.
Something to look.
I know we
to
have to
look
talk
forward
about.
To.
Yeah. The Marlins are looking nice.
And obviously the
I think NBA playoffs needs to be mentioned.
NBA
a little
playoffs,
bit too.
an MVP race.
Oh, we could see
that. That's
that
gonna be a great conversation.
Oh man.
I wish I can go over that right now.
I want to talk about that right now too, but we can't. We can't right now.
Okay.
We'll save the suspicion for
next week. We'll have a little NBA show.
MLB and NBA.
Yeah.
We'll do those.
Let's do
those. But please, citizens, if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sound City.
Our SoundCloud, which is Sound City as well.
I think actually our YouTube channel
Sound
is Sound
City
City
Podcast.
Yes, thank you for catching me. Sound City Podcast. Or follow us on Twitter, where we love to hear your feedback. And you can really catch live-to-date updates on the Orlando City games at Sound City PC.
Instagram as well.
Oh, Instagram. I forgot that we have an Instagram too.
Yeah.
That you guys need to follow us. And I think that's everything. Anything else you want to say, guys? Nothing? No? Nothing?
No, we're good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys again for listening, and goodbye, citizens.